What's going on, everybody? BDJ here. Welcome back to the LTQ Wrestling Podcast. Smackdown had a heck of a show tonight. Motor City Machine Guns make their WWE debut. They end up winning the qualifying triple threat tag team match. They will face DIY, Gargano, and Ciampa for a number one contender match to face the Bloodline. And listen, if you guys haven't seen a lot of the Motor City Machine Guns, go check them out. They're one of the best tag teams to ever come out of TNA. They both have spent so much time there. I know Alex Shelley had to stop in TNA, but it's awesome seeing them finally getting on the main stage in WWE. They deserve it. They're a heck of a tag team, just top-notch performers. And it's really weird. I saw a picture of like them and Magnus or Nick Aldis, and I was like, man, I never thought I'd see all three of these guys in WWE at the same time. So it's just cool to see that. Tiffany Stratton went on the show. They kick off the show with Jay and Solo. Solo, comes out and talks about the usual stuff with Solo, how he's the tribal chief and how he took out Roman Reigns and Jimmy last week and all that. And out comes Jey Uso, and the crowd goes nuts as they always do. And Jay, does all the yeeting. He finally gets to the ring, and he basically says, do what you got to do with Roman Reigns, but don't drag the family into it and get them all apart in the process, little bro and all that. And Solo says, don't call me little bro. I'm your tribal chief. And there's always room for you and Roman on this side if y'all acknowledge me. And Jay doesn't acknowledge him, but he ain't joining Roman and Jimmy yet. And then they also show Roman and Jimmy getting to the show. They're bumping some Travis Scott music. New song sounds like, it sounded pretty tough. And then Jay spots them in the backstage parking lot. And him and Roman have a stare down. Roman says, I'm proud of you. You went on your own. You become a champion. And then Jay says, no yeet, basically. He ain't with it. He just stares them both down and walks away in disappointment. He's not with these guys. He has too much history with his brother and his cousin, and he's just not with it. So we get to the main segment of the show. Roman Reigns comes out, does a promo, talks about this might be the last time you guys acknowledge me. So he says, where they're at, acknowledge me. I think they were in South Carolina, if I'm not mistaken, but he said, acknowledge me for the one last time. There was some boos before they cheered their heads off and acknowledged their tribal or the original tribal chief. And now comes Solo Sikoa. And Roman Reigns talks about how he wants the bloodline to get back together. He wants everything to be good again. He wants his families making money and being on billboards and winning championships and being important again as a family. And, he says, what does he have to do to make that happen? And Solo says, you have to acknowledge me. And Reigns acknowledges him. He says, I acknowledge you. And then Solo says, no, no, no. You need to acknowledge me as the tribal chief. And Reigns looks so disappointed and angry. And then Solo says again, you must acknowledge me as the tribal chief or else. And Reigns goes, or else what? And Solo starts smiling and he says, see, this is the Roman I knew that wasn't gone. You haven't changed a bit. And as long as you stay the same, I'm not changing either along those lines. And out comes Jacob Fatu, Tama Tonga, and Tonga Loa. They got Jimmy Uso beaten down. They got him by the arms. They're dragging him out there. And they just destroyed Jimmy. And Jimmy's out. They all go and attack Roman Reigns in the ring. Roman fights them off for a while. The numbers game eventually catches up to him. They beat him down. Solo does 2 Samoan spikes to him. The crowd's chanting yeet. They want Jay to come out there and finally rejoin them and help the tribal chief and his brother. No yeet. He doesn't show up. So Jay has not joined them yet. And I like that they're making this new bloodline look, dominant right now because they have the numbers game. They should look dominant. Yes, it's Roman Reigns, the most dominant champion in our generation, but you have the numbers game. So you got to make it look like they really need Jay. The numbers game's getting to him. When's he going to join them? They need his help. Maybe Sami Zayn joins them as well. Who knows? But Jay has not joined them. And I do think on Raw, when Braun Breaker and Jey Uso have their Intercontinental title rematch, here's the 2 options I'm going with that's going to happen. I think Jimmy's either going to help him retain or the new bloodline is going to come out there and cost him the championship, get him so angry with them that he eventually just decides, you know what, F it, I'm going to join my brother and cousin and fight off my other brother and this new bloodline. They screwed me out of my championship, something I've worked over a decade for. I need to get my vengeance against them. So those are the possibilities I think that's going to happen. And I'd be shocked if they do not have either one of those possibilities happen. But I'm all for this story. We haven't even seen Paul Heyman come back yet. We don't know if Sami Zayn's going to rejoin the fold with the Bloodline. It would make a lot of sense if he did. I was going to say Cody before, but it looks like Cody's moved on with KO and Randy, so that's good. He's moved on from the story. So what do you guys think about this whole SmackDown segment? Did you guys like that Solo and his crew beat down Reigns and Jimmy Uso again? Are you guys surprised Jay didn't join them? Let me know in the comments. Make sure to like and subscribe. Peace.